So I'm here with Will Carr, a software engineering intern. Now, you started with RunSignup with the Rowan team, who was putting together the photo app, right?
Yes.
And how was that experience?
That was pretty interesting. It was my first time working with React Native. I wanted to do something a bit out of my comfort zone, so I was a Scrum Master that time. And it was something that I had never done before, trying to be in more of like a management sort of situation where I help direct the team or like shape the direction and make sure that they're all in the best situation for development, and then also coding here and there. That was pretty interesting. It was a lot of new technologies, a lot of figuring out how things work as we're doing them. It was a very good experience for me.
Now, what you were all working on with the Rowan project was getting photos into the mobile timing app. Have you seen the mobile timing app now?
I have. It is very impressive, especially compared to ours. Ours was our first time working with that technology, and the user experience was a little bit different from what we have as standards here now. It got the base functionality working, which I think was at least a little useful so that they did implement live streaming after our apps were created, which is pretty nice to know that it did have some help.
But now you're here with RunSignup as an intern. What's that been like?
Great. I've enjoyed my time here thoroughly. There's a lot of comfort in this job that is not offered in others that allows you to kind of be a better developer than you would at other positions that I've experienced in the past, where there's like so much more of a dedication to making a good product. Like you can feel that we are trying to make it, and when you actually have to build off of the existing things, it makes it so much easier. One of the things I did most recently is for our website builder, we have certain layouts for sections of content. So if you want to have like a YouTube video, you could have it in one big section, or you could have it in two little sections, like horizontally across the screen. But we were trying to add three and potentially even four sections that you could use. And I got in there, and after investigating for a while, I found out that the code is pretty much set up that I could just add three, I could add four, and I could just change a couple numbers so that these are allowed to be used for 3 column layouts, 4 column layouts, and it's set. I don't have to do anything to the database. I don't have to do anything like I was definitely expecting to have to.
Now, when did you first hear about RunSignup?
So first heard about it from my friend Julius, who is now here full time, and I worked on the same team as him. He did the co-op here, and I heard amazingly positive things about it. And for me specifically, I've always been trying to look for a job where I can feel proud of my work and I can have like different challenges mentally that will like force me to like keep learning and like approaching new problem solving like topics. It's like puzzles. I enjoy puzzles. And this place just sounded really nice from the way that devs are treated and that the different values we have as a team, how we work on things. So I tried chasing after you guys as best as I could. That's why I went for the software engineering project with you guys. I kind of pushed for that, choosing you guys as opposed to the other options we had as sponsors. And yeah, after that co-op, you guys were the first one that I applied for.
So, what projects are you working on right now?
Right now, I am working on setting up new options for the website builder's cards component, which is just some new settings for it. It's kind of like an in-between project that Bruce gave me. He thought that both of us thought that the column layout was going to be much larger than it actually ended up being. This one actually will probably be harder since I actually will have to make database changes. But that's settings, and then after like a week or two, I'll have something new to work on.
Now, as an intern, are you doing Monday tasks?
Here and there, yeah. I mean, they were kind of my introduction to the task workflow, the development workflow, and how to like get a PR in the first place. Um, but it also did take me way longer than expected for a lot of them because a lot of Monday tasks are in small little corners of the site. When if you're new to the site, it forces you to learn them, like the different areas, which was good. But it did also take me a long time to figure out how to test it. It would be like 5 minutes of actually typing and then like 10 to like minutes to an hour sometimes if I have to go searching really deep for a very specific site that only appears on a certain condition or something.
Now, how is the code review process?
It was actually a learning curve for me, first realizing how the review process works, but I actually really like it because it makes it so that you have a much more developed project where everyone can agree with the design choices that were made along the way, and I feel like it just improves the quality by so much.
Are you using AI with anything that you're working on?
Yes, I find AI to be very useful. For right now, we have our code base indexed in Cursor, which allows me to ask questions about how certain parts are being used. And that makes it very easy for me to start learning the different incorporated elements and like where the data flows through and how the code works together. Because like the column thing that I mentioned before, that's all in Vue. And I hadn't known Vue 2 weeks ago, but I can now say I can at least read it to understand what is happening. I probably can't write it very well yet, but we'll see.
And what is Vue?
It is a framework in JavaScript that allows for a lot of front-end capabilities. It is similar to React as well.
Now, how long have you been here?
About 5 months.
And what have you found is the greatest strength of the development team?
It's hard for me to decide. I really like the future proofing of our company. We always try to make things right the first time and in a way that makes it so we won't ever have to change it. Or if we do, it's like open, very easy for us to do that exact thing. But I also really like the way that we share information as a team because it is very accessible for me to figure out how other people did things and then follow the similar processes to them. I probably like the information sharing best because that reduces the amount of headaches I have personally, but the future proofing is also really cool.
And do you have any fun stories about working here at RunSignup so far?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like puzzles and I like the different processes of running through problem solving, and there's a countdown timer that made me question how time works, essentially, where we just have a simple countdown timer. It counts down onto a certain time, but then you have to think about questions like, what is 1 month before March 29th? Because if you said, what's 1 month before March 28th, it's February 28th. But March 29th, is it also February 28th? Does this mean that the length of a month is like a variable that changes randomly? And then if it is, how do you make a countdown timer if the month definition changes all the time? It's weird.
Yeah.
Makes you think a lot.
Now, is there a feature that you found to be like one of your favorite things to work on so far?
I actually enjoyed most making the 404 pages that are just a little bit better for the actual directors in case they ever run into a broken link, which they shouldn't as long as they're using like the links on the site, but I find it pretty helpful.
Is that the one with the bib?
No. That one exists like for the entire site, but if you're trying to access a link for a specific race, for example, and you're a director for that race, you're going to see a special one that can also take you to either the race's dashboard or site. Honestly, you should never actually run into these, but they act as a failsafe in case something went wrong.
So we'll have the screenshots here so people can see your work, which they'll probably never get to see. So.
Nice.
Well, thanks, Will.
Thank you too.